Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Chicka chicka. Good morning YouTubers, I'm Dodger Mohr and welcome to my channel. So today's video, it's going to be a short video. It's going to be a bit of a show and tell on all the aftermarket accessories I've added to the Kawasaki Versys X300. So the Kawasaki Versys X300, it's pretty good for aftermarket accessories. There's quite a good range, and yeah, what we'll do now is we'll find a nice quiet location and I'll go through all the accessories that I've added to the Kawasaki Versys X300. And yeah, what can I say? You know, when it comes to accessories, it's personal preference what you require from a product, whether you like the looks of the product, etc. I'm not trying to preach to anybody which product is better than the other. I leave that up to the individuals to decide which they prefer. All I'm going to do in this video is just show you what I've done with my bike. Okay, let's find a quiet location and I will go through them step by step. And if you want to see more on how the actual products were installed, just go to the end of the video and you will see a playlist dedicated to the Kawasaki Versys X300 of all the aftermarket accessories that I've added. How's that for a nice view? Mount Dandenong. Okay, this looks like a nice little quiet spot. I've been here plenty of times before. The only noise you normally get around here is just bird life, and that's quite nice. So we'll park the bike and we'll have a good chat. Okay, here's my Kawasaki Versys X300. All the aftermarket accessories looking pretty good. I'm pretty happy with it. It's been a very enjoyable bike to ride, that's for sure. Okay, so the first thing that I installed on this bike was the actual center stand there, and that's a Kawasaki issue, and it was reasonably easy to install apart from the spring. That was the hardest part of it. And the center stand is really handy to have on an adventure bike, you know, in a case you get a puncture or you want to do some chain maintenance. I think it's actually a must on an adventure bike. And the second thing that I installed was this little Sw-motech foot expander for the side stand. This comes in really handy when you park it in really soft surfaces. It just gives it a better chance of it not sinking into the ground. So yeah, that's really good. Foot pegs, upgraded the foot pegs. I didn't really like the narrow foot pegs that it came with. Again, from Sw-motech. Yeah, the rubber inserts, they actually come out. It's got a nice wide foot stand, so you can basically stand on the bike without fatiguing. And then I had this Kawasaki KLX 250S gear lever sitting at home, which I had as a spare, and yeah, it fits straight on. After putting these foot pegs on, I found that I was struggling to get my boot underneath the original gear lever, so I ended up changing this. This is probably about a centimetre and a half longer, and it's also got this spring action bit here, which will be really good if I ever have dropped the bike. It won't bend it, it'll probably just fold straight in. When it comes to bash plates, well, I think there is not really a great deal on the market for the Kawasaki Versys X300. I've gone with the this one here, which is very similar to the T-Rex version. It's just a Chinese copy. I got it pretty cheap. I just thought, look, you know, I just needed something to protect the oil filter from being punctured from a stone or something like that, flicking up. The oil filter in the front is very exposed to stones and whatnot. This bash plate would not be suited, you know, going over heavy logs or big size logs or anything like that. I don't think it would really cut it for that. Just for loose stones, it's probably really good. And the good thing I like about this one is that the actual side plastics go on, whereas on the Ricochet it doesn't. But I would probably prefer the Ricochet bash plate. I think it's a lot better quality. Crash bars, Sw-motech. I've just gone with these ones because I just wanted something a little bit simple. I didn't want the ones that wrapped right around the front or anything like that. So I've just gone with these ones. They look pretty sturdy, and I was pretty happy with them as well. Okay, to the side here, I've got these R&G tank grips and protectors. They're pretty good. They're pretty handy for when you want to stand on the bike. You can actually grip the bike with your knees up against that and not slide around. So yeah, that was just it wasn't too expensive, but I ended up having to get them from England though. Tank bag, I've gone for a Nelson Riggs called Rig Gear Adventure. It's expandable. I've strapped it in onto the frame under the plastics here, and yeah, it fits perfect. I really like that tank bag. It's great because it does expand, and yeah, you can get and easily get a 6-pack of beer in there, not a problem. Okay, gear levers. I've changed the gear levers to shorties. I could have left the long ones on, but I think that they would have they probably wouldn't have fit with these bark busters, so I end up changing these gear levers. Really happy with them. And yeah, what more can I say? They weren't cheap, but they're good quality and they work well. Bark busters, I've gone with the Bark Buster Storm. The good thing about these bark busters, they're actually been designed for the Kawasaki Versys X300. With this one here, these brackets were the hardest part. Getting it underneath the clutch cable, or getting it underneath the brake cylinder there, that was the hardest part about it. But they do fit really well, and they're quite sturdy. You have to remove the bar weights. They do come with its own set of bar weights, and there is a little bit of vibration, but look, you know, I ride the SWM and that bike vibrates a hell of a lot, so this is still a lot smoother than that. And I've gone with, yeah, with the Storm protectors. The good thing about this, you can actually change them. You know, if you're not happy with the size of the Storm, you can actually go for a smaller version, and they just fit straight on. Up here I've got this little plate that I put in here, which actually holds a GPS or a phone or a camera, and yeah, that wasn't too expensive. It was quite cheap actually, and that was supplied in Australia from a guy up in Queensland. He actually makes them, and they fit perfect. Now the original bike came with a protector for the radiator, but I wanted something a bit more sturdy, so I've actually gone with Radguard, and that was a nice easy install. The only thing I had to do was mainly bend the horn a little bit forward just to get it under, but after doing that, yeah, it just bolted straight on. Okay, to the back of the bike, I've got a ram mount on the side here for a camera. Yeah, just to get some photos or some footage behind me as well as to the side of me. And I've added this Rotopax bracket to carry either fuel or water. I've got a 4-litre fuel canister which I will need to carry on my trip, and yeah, it's also handy to, I could actually get an extender and put another 4 litres of water on top, but then I think the weight of 4 litres of fuel and 4 litres of water probably would equate to about 8 kilos, and it might be a little bit too heavy to carry on to the back of that. I'm not too sure what the specifications in the manual state on how much you can actually carry on the back, but yes, I'm going to carry 4 litres of fuel on my trip. These things here, they're tyre levers. I've just put them in a bicycle tube, taped them up at the duct tape on either end, stop them from rattling, and then zip tied them on. Hopefully I don't need to take them off on my trip, but if I have to if I get a puncture, at least I've actually got them sitting there, so, and they're not in the way of anything. Now these 2 little grooves here, that's not standard. I actually put them in, and that's to accommodate my giant loop Coyote saddlebag, and they just latch, the brackets just latch into that, and then the straps come down and they mount towards the passenger foot pegs. And I will do a video of my setup before the trip, highlighting all the gear that I'm taking, as well as the bags that I'm using to carry everything. Okay, the last thing that I've done is I've changed the tyres, and that was in my last video, and now I've gone with the Shinkos, and what are they called? E805s. Now I haven't really done much dirt bike riding, you can actually see it's probably just dirt just from getting up this little bit of a track. I've yet to test it, but so far I've been pretty happy with them on the tarmac. They've been really good. Bit of vibration at low speeds, but once you get it over 40-50 k's, yeah, less vibration then. And when I got the tyre changed over, I've fitted them with heavy duty tubes, and I've also got them to raise the rear suspension to this highest setting for the trip. So yeah, with the preload means I'll be able to carry a little bit more, and the bike won't drop down too far. So I think that is all of the accessory upgrades that I've done to the bike. Yeah, if you want to see more details of the actual accessories being installed, just go to the end of the video. There'll be a playlist with all the accessories and reviews that I've done on the Kawasaki Versys X300. I'm really happy with this bike. It's actually really a big surprise. I thought it might have been a little bit underpowered, which, you know, look, it's a 300. I'm not expecting it to perform like a 500 or more, and but I am absolutely having a ball on this bike. Now there are a few more accessories that I would like to add to it, and you know, a USB point. Yeah, what else was there? Maybe considering heated grips, but I've got the trip in 4 weeks time, sort of running short of time and also funds, and I need to be mindful that, you know, I need to keep some money for myself to have a good time on my trip. But yeah, there are probably more accessories that other people have done to their bikes. You know, let me know, because, you know, it's always good to see other people's ideas and stuff like that. I just recently bought a couple of little bags to fit into here, and they're actually from the bicycle shop, and they're called tank bags, medium size, and I think the company is called Top Gear. And yeah, they're just to carry my spare tubes. I'm going to have 2 tubes, one for the front and one for the back. I was only going to carry one, which would have been just for the front, which you can also use in the back as well, but I thought, since I've got the room there, the bags fit in perfect, I'll carry both of them. As far as tools are concerned, everything underneath the seat. I've even got a puncture repair kit in there, another 2 tyre levers, shorties, and a rag. Yeah, great little bike. What can I say? Okay, YouTubers, that's my video for today. I hope you enjoyed it and found it useful. As I said before, earlier on in the video, these are just the accessories that I've added to the bike. I'm not trying to preach to anybody of what they should put on or anything like that. This is just my personal preference. So yeah, if you enjoyed this video and found it useful, please give me a big thumbs up, and be sure to subscribe, because you know, in 4 weeks time I'm going to be hitting the road, going to be going to places I've never been before. It's going to be great, you know, and traveling around with a bunch of guys, it's going to be excellent. We've all done a trip before, we all get on well with each other, and it should be interesting to see how the Kawasaki Versys X300 is going to go up against the big bikes on this trip. So be sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you get notification when my videos are uploaded. Anyway, take care, and I'll see you all later.